Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Weiner from Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, and I'm going to talk today about Coolsculpting and the new CoolMini handpiece. So it's a great treatment for fat. It's been around, Coolsculpting has been around for since 2008, and we've had it since 2008. So let me just first go over what we can do with Coolsculpting. Come on over here. And so this new CoolMini handpiece, which is really good, can attack this submental fat. And as opposed to Kybella, which requires multiple treatments and can only treat the middle part of the submental fat, this can treat around the sides as well. So it might be 2 or 3 applications to get this, and you can do that all in one setting, and sometimes you need a second setting, but Kybella requires multiple treatments and can only get the central portion of the fat, so it's a little bit different. And it's rather painless, and there's no downtime associated with it. But originally, this was used to treat the love handles, the flanks we call it, and you can see that here as well. But it also can treat the banana rolls, okay? So it's FDA approved for that. And it could be, you can treat actually the inner thighs as well. So Coolsculpting, let's move into the room here. So Coolsculpting is this device right here. We don't have it on exactly right now. But what it is it uses cold technology. And let me just back up a second how it was discovered. It's quite interesting. There are 2 ways that this was initially discovered as to how cooling destroys fat. So they had something called popsicle paniculitis. It's when a kid was sucking on a popsicle and it got stuck on the inside of his mouth, and it kind of froze the inside of his mouth, and they noticed that some of the fat in his cheek was diminished after that freezing. So that was called popsicle paniculitis. And then there was a woman, get this, she was naked and she was riding in very cold weather on a horse. And she noticed afterwards, after freezing her inner thighs, that her inner thighs were improved. So that was born the idea of what's called Cryolipolysis, which is freezing fat and causing its destruction. So what you do with this device is you attach it to various areas of the body, and it uses a suction application, and you can put it on the belly, like I said, inner thighs, flanks, raw fat, underneath the arms, just about anywhere. And it stays there for approximately 45 minutes to an hour. And what it does is it cools down the temperature of the fat to a certain point, and it causes destruction of that fat, but it doesn't cause any of the destruction of the vessels, the nerves, or the skin in the area. So afterwards, you feel a little numbness in the area and occasionally bruising, but there's really no restrictions afterwards. So here at the Aesthetic Clinique, we have multiple different handpieces to treat almost every area of the body. You have to have pinchable fat to treat. If the area is not pinchable in the belly, it's going to be hard to treat. Although we do have some handpieces that don't have suction, that are mainly used for the outer thighs, because the outer thighs don't necessarily have pinchable fat. And so we can treat some areas in some people that don't have pinchable fat. The other people that aren't ideal candidates are your very, very large patients. The problem with very large patients is if you treat a certain area that with this Coolsculpting, you might get a little divot compared to the other areas of the body. So the very large patients we actually treat with a different device called Vanquish, which we'll highlight in the future. And that kind of treats a very large area at once. Requires multiple treatments, about 6 treatments, but it's a painless procedure as well with no downtime as well. So this is the newest handpiece. This is the CoolMini, and this is attached right in here. Okay, so you can attach it to different areas in there. And this stays on for about 45 minutes, and we have had great results with this. This is a game changer. So, and it's extremely comfortable. The one thing that we have here that other people don't have, and it separates us out from the crowd, is something called the Z-wave. And this is the Z-wave. And this is used in conjunction with the Coolsculpting to give even better results. Some studies show results are improved between 65 and 100% better when using a Z-wave in conjunction with the Coolsculpting than without it. So what happens is when you're done with the Coolsculpting, the company tells you to massage the area. And what that does is it improves the fat breakdown somewhat. But by using the Z-wave instead of massaging, it has a pulsed technology where the energy is basically is injected into the skin. It's still painless. And it breaks up the fat cells even more. So let's put it in perspective. When you do Coolsculpting, you can imagine approximately 20 to 25% of fat cells are killed. So there's going to be some cells that aren't exactly killed, and there's going to be some cells that are on the fence. They're not sure if they're going to be killed or they're going to live. Okay, and so what the Z-wave does is it takes those cells that are kind of on the borderline between dying and living, and it gives them this pulse shock therapy. And that pulse shock therapy, again, which is painless, causes those cells that are borderline to actually go into the dying phase. So that's why you get better improvements using this Z-wave technology. So I guess that's about all I have to say about Coolsculpting. We have a ton of experience. We actually were using Coolsculpting before it was actually FDA approved in 2008. And we have two estheticians who have been doing this for quite some time, since the very beginning. So if you want to learn more, give us a call at 850-622-1214 to learn more about Coolsculpting and the CoolMini for the submental fat. Signing off, Dr. Steve Weiner.